So, motorcycle project for tonight, hi Strigoi, is this is the headlamp bucket off my 85 Honda Nighthawk 650. And I was in a bonk with it last fall, and I dinged up this nice little shiny trim piece. You can see it's off kilter here and got some pretty good dings in it. And it was a little beat up before it even got to me. So I have a helper. It maybe there's a way that I can whack on this to get it to sit flush, but when you put it on the bucket, it looks pretty crooked. So earlier this week, I had a lot of pieces that were cracked or missing in the bucket itself, and I've patched that up with epoxy. This whole corner here actually was gone, and I've rebuilt it with like a mold made out of aluminum foil tape and then pouring epoxy into it, and it worked really well. And now I've given it a coat of paint, so all the white plastic that you could see through the chips and everything is all cleaned up, so it looks, I think, okay. But there was still this trim piece that's just decorative, right? That was all split up. So what I've done is just taken this sheet of really thin aluminum, so it's really easy to work on, and just took me a solid hour, but I just cut 2 half-inch strips out of it with this little hacksaw. You could actually cut this stuff with a scissors, but you don't get as nice of a result. It gets all bent up. Then I took those 2 strips and I made some paper templates and I got them to the right size, and then I folded them around my headlamp. So you can see that trim piece looks decent. I think it worked out all right. It looks like it's made for it. So right now it's just being held on by these rubber bands. I've just got to cut, just like on the original one, right? It's just got this little tab that connects the 2 halves, and you can see how much that's bent even just by looking at it like that. So I'm going to cut another little piece out of this, and it's just going to be a square just around here because it needs to just have a hole for that little retaining bolt to go through. And then I'm just going to use some real strong epoxy on here, and this is not a high stress area, so I think that'll hold it on just nicely. And then same thing here on the top. I'm just going to take a little tab of this and epoxy that over there. And it's not going to be perfect, but see which side of this looks more flat. Something like that. Yeah, not perfect, but I think that'll do. It looks like it kind of is supposed to be there. So that's the thought. That's the hope. We'll see how it goes.